Ball in the middle, tip controlled. Poyer, Bartline found a guy that could out-jump him. Poyer went up in the air and got about a half a hand above him, and Astoria controls. Again, Poyer, a great athlete for Astoria with the ball on top. It's Lund. Lund reverses left side, clearing the corner. It's Graham. Dalton will take that back to the right side to Meyer. Cheesemakers in the zone. Meyer looking inside for Poyer. Goes baseline pass, tipped away, kicked back out. Not exactly sure what Astoria's look is right now, what their intent is. Chris Dalton on the far side, comes near side to Lund. Lund reverses to the right wing, looking Poyer. He's triple teamed. He kicks it right back out. They'll reverse to the far side again. Dalton going to get double teamed in the corner. Cross court picked off by Cheesemakers. Tillamook with the steal. Hands to Keener. Down the lane. Lays it up. Doesn't go. Follow. Oldenkamp two.
Oldenkamp did it all that trip down. He stole the ball, gave it up, and got it back on the offensive rebound.
Nice steal by Luke Oldenkamp, and then the follow for two as well. Astoria with the ball. They're left to right across your radio dial tonight in their purple uniforms with a gold trim. Tillamook in their home whites. On top, Dalton to the right wing. Looks inside, Meyer trying to go post up. Back out on top to Lund. Lund in to the corner, right side to Myers. Playing catch, they overload near side. Looks like their game is trying to get a low post to Jordan Poyer. Far side, Dalton goes Poyer, baseline, turns around, forces up a shot, no good. Rebound ripped loose by Johnny Begin. Begin out of backcourt he comes. Moves to the top of the key. Now moves left. Looks inside. Bounce pass to Keener. Keener double pump around off the glass for two. He gave the up fake. Everybody on Astoria left the ground, and it's 4-0 Tillamook.
And what he did is he went the up fake and then took it at the basket strong. Good move, Keener.
Lund around the top of the key. Hands off to Poyer on the top. Now driving the baseline does Dalton. He dribbled it out of bounds. Boy, Astoria looks tight right now.
2 turnovers. Their whole game right now is, you're just right, get it in Poyer. Cheesemakers with the 2-3 zone. Every time Poyer touches the ball, they collapse with a triple team. Good.
Quickly, Max Johnson comes into the game quickly. He'll be on Begin on the far side, who now gets double teamed, goes off to Bartline. Bartline across the timeline to Oldenkamp. Oldenkamp hammered from behind. Whistle foul is going to be on Poyer, and Chris Hunt, head coach of the Astoria Fishermen, on Butch already.
Well, I don't know how he's going to complain about that call. Oldenkamp just drilled hard. Oldenkamp had no idea Poyer was coming, though.
No, and you got to watch behind you because Poyer covers a lot of ground in a hurry. Bartline with his first touch on the baseline left. Looks inside, now he'll shoot the three. It's way long. Rebound, Keener keeps it alive. Out on top. Left side, Cheesemakers with the ball. Bartline goes inside to Oldenkamp, kicks out. Wetzel. Wetzel steps back, hands to Bartline. Cheesemakers control, and they'll set the offense. With the ball, Begin goes sideline right, looks into the corner, trying to go to Keener. He does on the baseline, rips it through, and he's fouled, and that's going to be 2 on Poyer, I believe.
And Keener doing an excellent job. It is on Poyer, that is 2. But
Poyer gets 2 on this trip down the floor.
Keener doing an excellent job of splitting the double team and drawing the foul there.
Really powered it through that time. Bartline left side, drops it, but gets it again. Inside, little fade, shoots, doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled.
Boy, he just about caught that ball over the front of the rim, too. Hit hard on the shot.
Chris Meyer, Astoria picks up 3 fouls this trip down the floor.
Well, and again, it's because the aggressiveness of the Cheesemakers on the offensive side. We haven't seen that a lot this year.
Tillamook has taken it to the hole this trip down. Chris Hunt really working on the officials here early. Free throw by Bartline is good.
He gets his first point of the ball game.
5-0, Tillamook with the early lead. 5:12 left, first period. Bartline going to dribble and wait. Free throw on the way is good. He got them both. 6-0 Tillamook. Tillamook going to run a 2-2-1 full court press, but it'll be just enough to slow him down is all. As they get across the timeline, Poyer almost moving screen there. Lund down the lane, lays it up. He missed it. Bartline down with a rebound. Cheesemakers with the ball on the move. Right to left they go. Right wing to Bartline. Bartline steps inside, looks, goes baseline to Keener. Fade away, tough shot. Good! Oh my goodness. That was from way down deep behind the bucket, and the Cheesemakers lead 8-0.
Keener is feeling it, and that comes from such a positive game that he saw in the last outing.
Unbelievably tough shot there that Keener hit, falling away. Far side with the ball, Cheesemakers on defense. Lund on top, goes to the baseline, tip, Poyer comes up with it, kicks it back out. Keener playing right behind Poyer. Lund on top, step through, belly bump there, goes to Poyer on the baseline, tough fade from him, he's not going to get it. Bartline with the backside rebound, let him take that shot all night long. Bartline left side, almost traveled, no call, goes Keener top of the key, back right side to begin. They'll look right and then send Wetzel through. Try to post up Keener again. He gets it baseline, tipped away and stolen. First turnover by the Cheesemakers.
Forced it just a little too much that trip down.
One more pass out and he would have had a lane coming the other way for an entry pass, but Tillamook certainly trying to go to Keener. Good idea with Poyer on the inside with 2 fouls already. 3:45 left to play in the first period. 8-0 Tillamook. Cross-court pass. Oldenkamp got a hand on it, but tipped it out of bounds.
Oldenkamp can see that passing lane from down below. That's the second one that he's just about picked off. Picked the first one off and just about got that one.
Alex Eterno comes into the ball game, a 5'8" sophomore for the first time.
Boy, the complexion of this game would change a lot if Poyer could pick up another. Hunt, the coach of the Astoria, not even in question. He's not coming out.
Rolling the dice right now with 2 fouls on Poyer. Poyer's smart basketball player, but he picked up 2 fouls, 1 trip down the floor. Pump fake left side, going to cross over. Tough shot on the way is good. Max Johnson with a leaping leaner with a left hand, and it's 8-2 Tillamook. First point of the game for Astoria. Ganger into the ball game, goes back to Begin by midcourt. Begin going to go right now, looking for a screen and some help. Hands off to Keener. Keener baseline pass, throws it away. Again, Poyer with the steal. Hands out on top, Eterno. Eterno with the ball, goes right side to Dalton. Dalton pump fake inside, now kicks it back to Eterno. Eterno says he's 5'8". I think he's shorter than that.
I don't believe it.
On top of the key with the ball. Going to cross over dribble. Hands left side. Goes cross court. Onto the right wing. Back to Eterno on top. He's going to move inside, but kicks it back out again to Johnson. Johnson left to Eterno. Looking for Poyer, posting up. Very patient. Poyer gets it on the baseline. Step through, lays it up. Didn't get it to go, but he got his own rebound. Laid it up. Rejected by Keener. Saved back in. Poyer gets it again. Whistle foul going to be on Keener on the third chance by Poyer. That trip down the floor.
You can't give up that many offensive boards. The ball just bouncing right down to Astoria, and that time Keener would have been fine, but he left his feet.
So Poyer goes to the line. Poyer with a little head fake step through that time. A little bit of contact, didn't get the foul. Ball went over the rim. He went and collected it again. The second shot got rejected by Keener. Came out to Astoria, who fed it right back to Poyer. And inside, he got fouled on the shot, and he makes the first of the 2-shot foul.
Well, he's taken 4 shots, hasn't made one yet. And the reason that Hunt, the coach of Astoria, hasn't taken Poyer out, that's their offense.
Yes,
everything has gone through Poyer every trip down the floor.
He gets 1 out of 2 on the free throws. Keener with a rebound. Tillamook comes down, up 8-3. Begin left side to Wetzel. Around a screen. He's open, but doesn't stop. He goes to the rim and lays it up and in with a jump hook. And the Cheesemakers up 10-3. He had an open 15-footer. He decided to take about a 7-footer, and he gets it to go.
Been struggling just a little bit with the jump shot. I like that. Gets him a little bit more in the flow.
Astoria with the ball again. Cheesemakers still in their 2-3 zone. Johnson goes high post to Poyer. Cheesemakers collapse on him. Eterno on the run. It's checked by Wetzel. Keener down with a rebound. Keener in backcourt off to Begin, and the Cheesemakers move. On top, Begin. Travel, no call. Right side to Bartline. Bartline going to get a high screen. Looking to roll. He'll shoot from 17. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Keener gets it back. Takes it up. Oh, Poyer fouled him. No call. Rebound comes out. Cheesemakers keep it alive. Baseline. They throw it away.
A couple of good looks there. The Cheesemakers just couldn't come up with the shot.
Oh, Poyer was lucky, and the coach knows it. He's going to pull him out and sit him down. He fouled, should have been number 3, didn't get the whistle to blow.
Was that a turnover? My head was down for the Cheesemakers.
Cheesemakers threw it away and turned the ball over. Astoria brings it down. Tillamook 10, Astoria 3. Just into the ball game, Dane Lund, the younger of the two. Lund's out on top, Eterno. Dane, a sophomore as well. High post inside goes to Hatcher, also a sophomore. 3 sophomores on the floor right now for Astoria. Going to spin inside, double clutch. Oh, double dribble, no call. Got to skip pass to the right side to Lund. He'll get double teamed, throws inside to Hatcher. Kicks out, Eterno stumbles, no call. Hatcher, 3-pointer on the way. Hits no good. Ginger down with a rebound. He's fouled by Lund.
Well,
Cheesemakers playing good defense right now.
Yes.
Up 10-3.
Yes, they are. And taking good shots on the offensive end. Also, the only thing is you got to take care of the basketball.
39 seconds left. We'll see if the Cheesemakers going to pull for one shot. They'll come near side Bartline. Looking cutter. Begin. Almost tripped up there. Hands off to Wetzel. Left side, they're going to run a little weave on the near side with the 3 guards. Bartline. 22 seconds left. Off to Wetzel. Wetzel to begin on top. Begin with a left-handed dribble. Waits. Goes to Wetzel in the corner. Wetzel back to Begin with 12 seconds left. Begin now going to drive down the lane. Throws up a shot. No good. Got his own rebound. Put it up and in. Begin. Astoria tried to draw the offensive foul. They went down in a heap, which left nobody there to rebound but Tillamook lead. Ginger on the far side to bring it in. Not feeling safe at all with a 9-point lead. See Astoria now going to come out and pressure. Far side Begin. Wetzel trapped, but Begin gets it out. Begin with a left-handed dribble, goes backdoor to Bartline. Bartline going to step down. He has it checked. Ball comes out to Ginger. Ginger traveled, no call, twice. Got it back wide open, 18-footer out of the corner. It's no good. Astoria with a rebound. Meyer going to bring it down the floor, sideline right to Lund. Lund out on top to Hands. It'd be Hands' brother. Hands and Dane. Hands on top, the senior. Dane, the sophomore. They're both 5'8".
This is a very small group for Astoria. Smallest group, varsity group I've seen in a long time.
Far side with the ball is Meyer. Meyer inside to Poyer. Poyer stepped through. He missed it. Good job by Keenert defensively. Keenert with the rebound as well. Tillamook with the ball in the lead, 12-3. Wetzel around a screen on top. Comes to Begin. Begin looking. Goes to Wetzel to Keenert at the free throw line. Oh, drew the foul, scores, and he is fouled.
Keenert has just been a machine these last 2 ball games. He's got 6. He's 3 of 5 from the field, and that time again he was a little further out, but he went toward the basket on the shot.
What a good up fake there. Up fake by Blaine Keenert.
And you just got to think the Cheesemakers, with Poyer with 2 personal fouls, you got to continue to go through Keenert and go toward the basket.
Butch, the official, just sat Chris Hunt down, said, I've had enough. And he's been on him from tip 1. Keenert doesn't get it to go. Tipped out. Cheesemakers keep it alive. Keenert right side puts it up and in off the glass. Keenert 4 points that trip down the floor.
Astoria does not have an answer for Keenert right now.
16-3. Tillamook. Tillamook up and up big. 13-point lead, the largest of the ball game. On top, Lund for 3, banks it off the glass and in. 3-pointer by Lund.
Cheesemakers have got off to some very slow starts in the preseason. This isn't one of those.
Tillamook gets the ball across the timeline. Keenert going to go down inside. Oh, he's hammered and he slips. Cheesemakers keep the ball alive though. Right wing, Wetzel goes down the lane, hands back to Bartline. Bartline can take the guy anytime. Inside, Keenert going to turn and put it up. He missed it. Whistle foul. There's going to be Poyer, and that's going to be number 3.
Oh, and Hunt is livid.
And the Cheesemakers are going to get it back. Wow. Big call there.
I didn't see it. I was looking it up on top. So
Chris Hunt doesn't know what to do now. He is going to go ahead and sub and get Poyer out of there.
Well, he has to, because as aggressive as Keenert has been on the inside, it's only a matter of time before Poyer picks up another foul.
Wow. 16-6. Cheesemakers. Lob pass inside to Bartline. Step through, takes it up and scores. Trying to draw the foul was Max Johnson with a Oscar award-winning flop, but no whistle. Cheesemakers back on D with an 18-6 lead. Far side with the ball, waiting and holding. Now going to drive inside Lund, inside to Dalton, who turns it around and missed it. Bartline with a rebound, outlet to Begin. Begin near side with the ball, right to left, across the timeline to Bartline. Bartline, big pick by Ginger. Baseline inside to begin. In trouble, has it ripped loose. He got mugged. Astoria out with the ball. Lund, he'll shoot another three. That didn't even get iron this time. Bartline has it ripped away underneath, and now the whistle and the foul by Begin. On the shot, it'll be Meyer. They're really letting him play.
They really are, and that shot by Lund was just as long as the first one, but the first one was straight away, so he got glass. This one just clear over the top.
I mean, that wasn't even close.
No.
So the Cheesemakers give it up after a loose ball underneath the rim where they should have had the rebound, and now to the free throw line goes Meyer. And he missed the first free throw.
Well, that first quarter, very good quarter for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. 5 of 11, 45%. They only turned the ball over 3 times. Astoria, 1 of 8, 12% from the field.
Cheesemakers get the rebound after both free throws are missed. Bartline, he'll bring the ball down himself. He goes to Begin on top, back to Bartline. Begin goes through, gets a high screen. Bartline wide open straight away. Good. Boy, you can't leave him alone like that. He will drain them all night long.
Well, Bartline now with 6. He's missed his first 2, first 3. Now he's hit his last 2.
And the Cheesemakers going to get a foul on Ginger away from the ball. That'll only be the 3rd team foul against Tillamook, 6 against Astoria. 4:51 left to play. Taylor Bloom going to come back in, as will the Cheesemakers Oldenkamp.
Is this one of the fastest games you recall in a
very
long time?
quick.
Just the clock has not stopped, it seems.
Near side, Lund going to shoot the 3 again. Air ball again. Rebound comes down to Tillamook. Right side, Taylor Bloom. Taylor Bloom inside to Oldenkamp. He coughed it up. Comes out to Dalton. Dalton now on the break to the far end. Down the floor, lays it up and in. Nice move by Dalton. Cheesemakers lead is cut to 12. 20-8, Tillamook. Near side, Bartline with the ball. Going to get a high screen from Oldenkamp. No, Bartline's going back door. Oh, he is just ridden out of bounds. No call.
By 2 players. How is that not a foul on the shot? I just don't get it.
But the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Cheesemakers' ball. Keenert in the corner with it. Out to Begin on the right wing. They'll try to post Keenert up again. Bounce pass goes low to him. Keenert stepped through, scooped from underneath, no good, got his own rebound, put it back up and in. He is just working like a madman in there.
He's got double digits. He's got 10, and if he misses the first shot, he's going to go for the rebound.
He is just straight at it, as aggressive as we've seen him this year. He's got 10 out of the 22 for the Cheesemakers. Inside, Dalton kicks it off right side to Meyer. He'll drive inside. Little fade from 7, doesn't go. Bartline above the rim for the rebound. To Begin on the right sideline. 22-8, Cheesemakers by 14, largest lead of the game. Oldenkamp on top will set up the offense as he hands to Begin. Right side to Taylor Bloom. Bloom back to Begin in the corner. Here they look down low. Little mix on the inside. Nobody there. They're going to go to Keenert high. Keenert going to take it right down the lane. Lays it up, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Blaine Keenert going to the hole tonight.
Well, they ran a little shuffle with the low post, and it was just come out, run down through the key. Oldenkamp cleared. He was wide open. They didn't want to give him the ball because Keenert was coming right behind him.
I don't think I've seen that
I
mix.
haven't either. That was a nice little play the Cheesemakers put in, and that is they have a guard out on the right side. They run a little shuffle, a little through for the post players.
Lund shaken up on that play, still on his feet.
It's going to be Hans Lund picked up the foul, and if I were Astoria, just get out of Keenert's way.
Keenert, free throw on the way, is good. Into the ball game will be Matt Bryant as soon as Blaine Keenert takes his second free throw if he makes it. 23-8 Cheesemakers. Unbelievable.
Wow. I don't think Keenert's tired. I don't know why you bring him out.
He rattled the second one in and out. 23-8. Cheesemakers with a lead. Far side, Eterno. Eterno out top to Dalton, inside Meyer, off to Eterno, into the corner. Johnson won't shoot. Meyer double teams, kicks it out. Good ball movement, but not really looking at the bucket. Dalton going to move inside. Passes left, now back out on top. Holding and waiting. Left side again. Eterno.
With Poyer on the bench, you just know Astoria doesn't know what to do offensively.
No, he is the focal point of their offense, and they're not sure where to go right now. They go inside to Meyer, back to Eterno. He's going to shoot a 3. It's way short, but the offensive rebound by Astoria laid up and in by Alex Eterno. Smallest guy on the floor came up with the bucket on the offensive board. Cheesemakers left side, Bartline. Going to get a high screen. Now Bartline's going to drive. Down the lane he goes. Doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
We've seen a very aggressive Cheesemaker team tonight. Now, offensively, they have really done everything toward the basket.
Yes, very, very nicely so. There's time out on the floor. Poyer sitting on the bench for Astoria, their leading scorer, with 3 personal fouls. Bartline, free throw is good. He has got that Bartline shooter's touch, I'll tell you.
Well, right now, that was just a nice, soft roll. That would have rolled in no matter what happened, no matter how far away from the hoop he was.
Matt Bryant into the ball game for the Cheesemakers. Free throw, in and out, no good. 1 out of 2, but Astoria lost it out of bounds. Cheesemakers going to get it back.
Just the first turnover for Astoria in the second quarter. They've got 3 in the first half. The Tillamook Cheesemakers with 5. Not many turnovers tonight so far.
Astoria on defense. Tillamook brings the ball in. Bartline off to begin. It was tipped. He went into back court. Off to Bartline. Bartline, good pump fake, going to go baseline. Take it all the way to the hole, and he's just tomahawked by Dalton. There was no surprise there. He just said, you are not going to score this trip down the floor unless you're going to do it for free from the line.
Well, and that's what Astoria is doing. And credit to the Tillamook Cheesemakers. They are not backing away from that. They're going right at them and letting them foul.
We talked at the break about how much different this is than what we saw against LaSalle, LeGrand, and those teams where the Cheesemakers got pressured and backed off. Now they are just taking it to the hole, and their fouls are being committed around the cylinder. The 9th team foul against Astoria in the half. Bartline with 8. Make it 9 as he gets them both. 26-10, largest lead of the game again at 16 for the Mooks. Eterno with the ball across the timeline to Dalton. And now they'll reverse right side to Lund. Lund and Eterno. Eterno between his legs, going to step in, now move left. Bounce pass into the corner. It's Johnson. Back out to the left wing again. Johnson pass inside. The sophomore turns around, shoots it on top and over the top, and Matt Bryant for 2. That's Jake Hatcher, the 6'3" postman. Begin in backcourt with Lund on him. Begin, going to move right, getting belly bumped all the way down, and gets called traveling.
You know, Lund did a good job of defense that trip down. Didn't get called for the belly bump, and make the official make the call. Put the shoulder down, keep the dribble, just drive right through him. He's not going to make that call.
And we said at the break, these guys aren't going to call that. Pass inside to Hatcher, got it down low again. Swings to the right wing, waits and holds. Lund, crossover dribble would begin on him. Back out to Eterno. Eterno inside, Hatcher reverses, kicks it out. Eterno between his legs, going to drive, no, out in the corner again. Johnson, Eterno, right side to Lund. Cheesemaker student section making some noise on the far side. On top, Eterno, 15-footer. It's no good. Rebound, Bartline. Bartline outlet, Taylor Bloom. Bloom, crossover dribble, wisely holds it up. Chance to begin with a minute left to play in the half. Bartline near side. He gets a screen around a high screen. Open jumper, free throw line. It's no good, and it hit the wire. The basket suspension, and it goes to Astoria.
Good shot by Bartline, but that's one of the few times down that the Cheesemakers didn't just take it right at the basket.
And it was a good look.
It was a good look.
15 feet straight away. Just went hard back iron. Astoria with the ball. Tillamook by 14. 45 seconds left to play in the half. Inside, Dalton got it down low, and he's fouled.
Oh, you know what? Ginger did a great job putting his hands straight up in the air. Oh, and they gave it to...
Going to be Matt Bryant with the foul. Bryant and Ginger were both there.
Well,
and Dalton goes to the line. Yeah,
I didn't see Bryant anywhere near the play. It looked like it was going to be on Ginger, who had his hands straight up in the air.
Dalton free throw is good. And Blaine Keener's going to check back in for the final 40 seconds.
Well, you just don't want this
to
slip away. You don't want to give any of this back to Astoria, and so back into the game, Keener. Cheesemakers should just go right at him on the offensive end.
They should actually pull for the final shot here with 40 seconds left. Begin. with the ball across the timeline. Lund riding them all the way down. Pass inside. Tillamook turns it over. Picked off by Eterno. Eterno, 1-on-2 break. Scoops with the left hand. Doesn't get it to go. Begin down with a rebound. Outlet right wing. Taylor Bloom. Cheesemakers down the floor. Throw it away.
Boy, 2 quick turnovers. And all of a sudden, when you took care of the basketball, the entire first half, you turn it over 3 trips in a row for the Cheesemakers.
And the Cheesemakers really have played good, patient basketball. Those 2 trips down, they did not.
Yeah.
22 seconds left. It's a 12-point Tillamook lead, 26-14. We saw 12 points evaporate in a heartbeat last night in the 4th quarter of the girls' game. That's a bad memory.
I almost had forgotten about that. It took me a while to get over it.
Dalton right wing, set shot for 3. It's an air ball. Rebound comes down to the Cheesemakers. 2 seconds left. 1 second. Begin from straight away midcourt. Front iron, no good. And that's the end of the first half of play. Tillamook Cheesemakers lead at 26. Game on the far side to start the second half. Astoria will move right to left, again in their purple uniforms with the gold trim down each side. Poyer gets it low post inside against Keenert, kicks it back out. Lund step through, hands to Poyer. Poyer slides to the right side. Hands off, Dalton won't take it. Lund will take the 3. Barely got iron, but Astoria down with a rebound, loose on the floor. Hands inside to Poyer. Poyer step, checked by Oldenkamp. Rebound comes down to Bartline.
Poyer has not hit a basket yet tonight.
Hunt all over the official again about swinging the elbows. With the ball, right side Bartline on top. Tillamook gets by with a travel. Baseline, Oldenkamp takes to the hole, lays it up and in. Nice pass from Bartline to Oldenkamp. Threaded the needle, and the Cheesemakers have Astoria doubled up at 28-14. Lund on top, and he has had a horrible night shooting from outside, except for the one that was so long it banked off the glass and went in.
He doesn't look strong enough to get the ball up there, and when you watch him shoot, he's not strong enough.
Dalton with the ball into the corner, gives it up, gets it back to Lund. Astoria pretty passive offensively right now, somewhat confused. Dalton gonna shoot the 3. That was a nice release, and he gets it to go down. 28-17. That's the best shot we've seen from the outside. Astoria now going to pressure in backcourt. Wetzel, sideline left with the ball, gets it across to Begin. Begin finally breaks the pressure. Dalton on him, hands left to Wetzel. Wetzel gets a high screen, but he'll go back door. Down the lane, lays it up and in. Nice move, aggressive move by Jason Wetzel. 30-17, Cheesemakers with the lead. In backcourt, Lund will work again. 6:15 left to play, 3rd period. Lund stumbles down the lane, dishes back door, and lost it out of bounds.
4th turnover of the ball game for Astoria, and the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Astoria looks beat right now.
They really do. They are dragging slow. They don't have much for emotion.
I am just really surprised, expecting a lot more out of them.
Still a long ways from over, though. Begin in backcourt against Poyer. Picks up a dribble, hands to Oldenkamp. Gives it back to Begin. Begin across the timeline. Goes left to Wetzel. Wetzel going to get the screen this time from Oldenkamp. Double teamed out on top. Wrap around, bad pass there. Finally just threw it away. Tied up, but no call. It goes ahead to Astoria. They keep it alive. With the ball, Dalton. Dalton, right wing. Holds and waits. It's Johnson. Johnson inside, back to Dalton. Off to Lund. Lund going to shoot this time inside the 3-point line. No better results. He got a little more iron that time. Tillamook down with a rebound. 30-17 Cheesemakers. Begin. Reverses right, looking to go inside. They go baseline to Keenert. Tough shot, he's checked. Ball comes out to Lund. Lund in the corner and then tipped out of bounds by Keenert.
Keenert just tried to pick up a personal foul there. He just needed to get back down court.
He also faded away that time, which gave the defender a chance to go up and block it instead of just taking it right at him. Pretty good sophomore Jake Hatcher that he's going against. Sideline right, Dalton into the corner. Back out on top. Tip, but it comes Lund. Whistle foul going to be on Begin.
And it's just too big of an arm swipe that time for Begin, whether he got anybody or not, and the official saw it and called it.
Boy, Astoria coming right back to their sophomores in a hurry this time. Alex Eterno just comes back into the ball game again as well, along with Hatcher. Poyer posts up at the free throw line. Left side with the ball, Hatcher, Dalton. Off to the right side to Eterno. Eterno, very quick, very small. Down the lane he goes, kicks off left. Hatcher inside Poyer, kicks it right back out. Dalton gonna shoot the three. Good. He's a guy you'd better keep a hand on. I told you his last shot looked good, and Tillamook wants timeout. It's a 10-point game, 30-20 Tillamook. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Tillamook inbounds on a full court pass. Wetzel with a nice catch and then pulls it out. Tillamook sets the offense. Begin, goes to the baseline, lays it up, doesn't get it to go. Got his own rebound, put it back up and in. Second time tonight, Begin gets his own miss and follows for two.
Well, he's got 4 points, and those have both come off of offensive rebounds.
Oh, traveling in backcourt, no call. Comes down to Eterno. Eterno gets it back. Had to be a traveling call. He picked up his dribble, pass, then dropped it and picked it up again. Eterno on top, right side to Dalton. Cheesemakers have made the adjustment, extend on him just a little bit. Into the corner, Hatcher. Now they're going to wrap around and go to Poyer. Poyer back to Hatcher, hands off inside Eterno. Left wing, holding Johnson. Johnson waits. Pass down low. Hatcher, spin move. Check this time by Keener. Nieper comes down with the ball. Nice job by Blaine Keener. Outlet right wing to Bartline. Bartline been fairly quiet in the second half. Hands off, baseline. Ginger inside Keener. Takes to the hole. He missed it. Got his own rebound. Put it up and in.
The first one was too easy for Keener. Just left it short on the side iron.
He was right at the doorstep, but he stayed with it and collected the rebound from underneath the glass and ended up getting it back up and in.
Keener with 13.
Johnson drives in, now hands off to Poyer. Poyer double teamed again. He has been all night. Hands off to Eterno. They'll reverse, goes inside, bounce pass. Poyer's open, lays it up and in.
Poyer's first field goal of the night. He's got 3 points.
Wow. Cheesemakers. Ginger with the ball in backcourt. Poyer hounding him. Ginger reverses and gets it across, and the ball's ripped loose and breakaway. Poyer down the floor, lays it up and in. Cheesemakers turn it over, and it's a 10-point game again, 34-24 Tillamook.
And Poyer missed his first 7 shots, and now he's hit his last 2.
Bartline with the ball in backcourt, powers through, whistle. Oh, offensive foul. How can that be?
That is...
He split the double team. That was a horrible call.
You are kidding me.
That was a horrible call.
Yes, it is. And Bartline picks up his first personal foul.
Cheesemakers turn it over.
And that's just what you teach.
Yeah.
Split the defense.
That was just a poor call. Astoria, Dalton right wing. Cheesemakers run at him. Dalton baseline, loops it up, no good. Bartline has it ripped away underneath. They hand back out to Dalton. Dalton gonna drive inside. Shot on the way from 7 hits. He's a guy with offensive skills that can hurt you from what I've seen tonight.
Well, Dalton with 12 in the game.
And it's an 8-point game. With the ball, Cheesemakers finally get it across the timeline. Ginger goes baseline to Begin. Begin wraps inside to Keener. He's going to step around his man, miss the shot. Rebound comes off to Ginger. Ginger has it stripped loose. There's a scrum on the floor, jump ball. And it'll go to the Cheesemakers.
Cheesemakers not taking it as strong to the basket as they did in that first half. And Bartline's going to have to get involved in the offense here at some point.
6-0 run by Astoria to get back to within 8. Under 2 minutes left, third period. Bartline, touch in the left corner. Has Dalton on him. Bartline gives it up to Begin. Sends Bartline through. Begin, inside, tipped away. Got it back, double teamed in the corner. Throws it backside, whistle foul. As Poyer swats it away, but before, it's a foul on Alex Eterno. That is the first foul called this half on Astoria. 2 against Tillamook.
Well, they're letting them play, no doubt about it.
They are. Tillamook, Ginger will bring it in underneath their own basket. Waiting, finally goes into Bartline. Bartline, double team, reach, poke Shepard away. Lund dives down, digs the ball out, and picks it away. Drag now on the official.
Turnovers are going to kill you.
Eterno on top, Dalton, long 3. He missed this one. Rebound comes down to Bartline. Bartline outlet to Ginger in backcourt. Cheesemakers need a bucket. They've given up 6 points in a row. Begin with Lund riding them all the way down. with the ball. On top, pass inside. Keener got it, laid it up, doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled.
Well, finally the Cheesemakers get it inside and begin in all kinds of trouble. And nobody from Tillamook moving to get the basketball.
No, and the Cheesemakers lucky to get that ball to Keener. That was a chancy pass. They're going to say the foul was before the shot. Tillamook has it underneath their own basket. Bartline, pump fake, going to drive inside. Oh, he's hammered and finally gets the call on about the third foul.
Wow, and they were not going to blow the whistle except for the ball would kind of poked out the side just a little bit. If anything, that should be on the ground by the time he blew the whistle.
My goodness. To the line goes Andrew Bartline. Tillamook has an 8-point lead with 1:01 left to play in the third.
Astoria has turned into the aggressive team at this point.
They certainly have, and Bartline gets a free throw to stop this 6-0 bleeding.
Bartline in double digits. First point of the second half with 1 minute to play in the third quarter.
Andrew. Second free throw on the way is good. And that came as a result of taking the ball to the rim. Cheesemakers back on D. Nice to have a stop here. 10-point lead. Under a minute left to play in the third. Eterno right side to Lund. Back to Eterno. Poyer. Lund gonna shoot. The sophomore for three. He only got glass, but Poyer with a rebound lays it up. He missed it. Rebound tipped out off Keener. It'll be Astoria ball. Cheesemakers, I think, fouled Poyer. Didn't get the call. Astoria will keep the ball at their end of the floor. 42 seconds left in the third. Lund goes out left side to Dalton. Dalton spins back to Poyer on top, ticked away by Begin. Ahead to Bloom. Bloom down the lane. He traveled with the ball.
Turnover number 13.
Bloom couldn't have put the ball on the ground again because Poyer was eating him up from behind. And with 36.5 seconds left, Dalton will come out, and back into the game will come Josh Conklin, a senior.
There's a time to run and then a time not to, and that time it was a 3-on-2 break or 2-on-3 break.
Eterno with the ball on the right wing to Lund, the sophomore. Back out to Eterno, left side, Conklin. They're reversing weight. And Astoria wants timeout. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with
nothing except for a couple of points off of turnovers.
Eterno, right to left, across the timeline with the ball. He's going to hold it by mid-court and let time run down and take the final shot. Tillamook should be fine with that.
Well, down by 10. I'm not sure what the play is here.
Right wing, Lund with 8 seconds. Back to Eterno on top. Left side, Conklin going to shoot the three. It's no good. Rebound, Ginger. Ginger throws it up. Oh, he might have been fouled. Didn't get the call. And it should have been number 4 on Poyer. That was a weird play on him. But either way, it's the end of the third period of play. The senior athlete from Tillamook. 36-26 heading into the final period of play. Astoria with the ball. Tillamook with the lead. Lund, right wing. Waits, goes high post, going to turn around, jump shot from 15, in and out, no good, but Lund gets the rebound. Whistle, foul going to begin for the Cheesemakers.
It's just a second personal foul on Begin. Nobody from the Cheesemakers in foul trouble at all.
That's because they haven't blown the whistle tonight.
Boy, they really haven't.
Third team foul on each, the Cheesemakers and Astoria. Pass inside, rejected by Bartline. Outlet, Begin. Begin, left side, Ginger. Ginger cut off there, hands out on top to Begin. Cheesemakers set it up. Looks and hands to Taylor Bloom in the ball game. Bloom to Begin to Bartline. Bartline going to make the move at the free throw line. Turns around, jump ball.
Now, Bartline just got the ball stuck on his hip and couldn't get it back around.
Dalton and Eterno double teamed him there. Bartline had a hard time getting it loose. Jump ball, alternating possession stays with Tillamook. Bartline inbound right side. He's going to drive inside. Hands low to Keener. Step through, double clutch. Shoots it from 6 and missed it. Rebound. Poyer down. Going to be Astoria ball going the other way. Lund in the corner. Back out on top and they'll reverse. Holdenkamp gets ready to come in. Poyer kicks back. Eterno. Step left side. There's Dalton, but he doesn't get a shot up. He'll go inside, drives, and lays it up and in. Cheesemakers didn't cut him off. And Eterno, he can score on you, and he has. He's been their offense here in the second half. 36-28. It's an 8-point Tillamook lead. Oh, Begin traveled, no call. Cheesemakers need a bucket. Astoria closing the gap the entire second half. Baseline pass, Tillamook throws it away.
Just a wild pass trying to get it inside to Keener. Little
Wetzel.
Pressure outside on Begin, and he just threw it too hard.
Wetzel and Oldenkamp come back in. It's the starting lineup for the Cheesemakers on the floor with 6:39 left to play in the game. 36-28 Cheesemakers. At the free throw line with the ball is Graham. Graham gets it, hands off, Eterno. Steps in, backs out. Eterno to Poyer. Poyer tipped away, but it goes right to Dalton. You better keep a hand on Dalton because he's been the guy in the second half.
Well, Dalton with 14 in the game, and most of those, all but 4, have come in the second half.
Lund goes up. He turns the ball over. Cheesemakers with a steal. Begin now going to bring it down the floor with Lund riding him the whole way, and finally gets a whistle.
And that's the correct call. And when Lund is playing defense like he's doing, you cannot let up. You got to drop your shoulder, not drive it, but just continue to dribble it into him, and that's the correct call by the official finally.
Cheesemakers will have the ball underneath their own basket. Only the 4th team foul against Astoria. Bartline gets it in the corner. Double team goes to Begin. Begin hands off to Bartline around a high screen. Dalton cuts him off at the free throw line. Bartline hands back to Begin. Cheesemakers set it up again. Pump fake right. Now he's going to drive right. Going to drive all the way down the floor. Lays it up. Left it short. Out of control that time. Rebound comes down to Astoria. Cheesemakers have gone away from their game as well. Lund, now both of them in the game. Hands on top. Hands. The left-hander. Poyer. Right side to Dane. Three-pointer. In and out. No good. Got his own rebound. No, it's loose on the floor. Still fought for. Going to be dug out. Jump ball. This one will go to Astoria.
Bartline's in the scrum, just trying to throw people out of it.
It'll be Astoria ball at their own end of the floor. 36-28. Cheesemakers by 8, and Tillamook 1 point.
They have the lead. Just go back, play your game, and don't act like you're nervous about the whole thing.
Cheesemakers have been out worked here in the second half. Lund goes inside, tipped away, picked off. Bartline with the ball. He gets it across the timeline, stops there. No, he's picked off, stolen back. Lund, they lose it on the far end. Cheesemakers come back with it. It's going to be Begin. Begin, sideline right. Don't get out of control now. Baseline, Keener off the glass, 2. Boy, Tillamook needed that one, and they got it.
Blaine Keener now with 15, just his second shot in the 4th quarter.
38-28, 10-point lead, 5 minutes left to play in the game. That was a big exchange for the Cheesemakers. Down low, step through, jumper, no good, got his own rebound. He missed the second shot as well, and the ball goes out of bounds off the Cheesemakers.
Well, the first one was a tough shot. The second one was a cripple.
Nobody just stood flat-footed. He put it over the rim. Astoria with the ball again. Waiting, goes inside, Lund. Traveled with the ball. He got tripped up and down he went. The Cheesemakers get the benefit of the break there, and they get the ball back on the turnover.
Helen Astoria was really taking care of the basketball until the last couple of trips. They're now have 9 turnovers.
Full court pass. Wetzel, he lost it. Got it again. Lund hacks him and finally got the call. Oh, Wetzel had the lay-in, and he looked up before he grabbed the ball. And the Cheesemakers are lucky to get it back. That'll be the 15th foul against Astoria. Still not a shooter. Cheesemakers ball underneath their own basket.
Well, that was the receiver out of the backfield who was looking downfield. And the pass was on the way.
Oldenkamp just hucked the ball down the field, or floor in this case as well. Oldenkamp looks, goes inside to Bartline. Bartline gets it down low. Batted, double team, fouled. Cheesemakers get it again.
Boy, Astoria not happy with that. Looked like pretty good defense, hands straight up in the air, but
it'll be Cheesemakers ball out of bounds, a 6-team foul. Tillamook will be shooting 1-on-1 from here on out. Tillamook has committed 3 fouls. Underneath, Begin, lays it up, scores, and he is fouled! On the inbounds play, Begin got open. Lund hacked him from behind, and Begin goes to the line trying to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, Begin should be able to muscle up against Lund. I'd like to see them post him up down below, because Lund, it comes up to his elbows.
There's no doubt about that. Both of the Lunds, tag team, standing on top of each other, aren't as tall as Keener. Free throw, good. 3-point play, Johnny Begin. 41-28, huge exchange there for the Cheesemakers. 5 unanswered. 4:31 left to play in the game. Lund, right wing with the ball. Waiting, looking, Poyer posted up. They go out on top to Dalton. Don't leave Dalton alone. Lund goes to the far side. He wraparound pass inside, turned over, picked off Keener. Oh, hacked in backcourt, no call. Tillamook will maintain. Hacked again, going to get his money's worth. Took him 2, but he got the foul nonetheless. And Johnny Begin's going to go to the line, shooting team foul number 8. Only one more one-on-one, then we're in the double bonus. And we saw last night how important that is.
Well, we've got the lead at this point, and so the double bonus will only help us. And what I like there is Begin wasn't out of control. Yep. He was hacked a couple times. He didn't get too quick with the basketball, stayed in control and held the basketball.
1-on-1 free throw. Begin is good.
He's looking a lot more confident right now than we've seen him. He's got 8 in the game, 4 in the quarter.
Tillamook scores 6 in a row after being up by only 8. They push the lead back to 14. Now it's 15 with 7 in a row. 43-28. Cheesemakers. Astoria with the ball. Dalton on top. Cheesemakers extend their defense. Go to Poyer. Poyer fade away from 17. Hits the side of the glass. He has had a brutal night shooting. Chris Hunt just screaming at the officials. Hands off near side Bartline. Going to make a little mix out here on the near side with Dalton on him. Bartline makes a move. Going to go down the lane. Oh, he's hammered. No call. And out of bounds it goes. It'll be Cheesemaker's ball.
Bartline's still looking at him.
And he's just asking for a tee. If you can't call a tee there, Chris Hunt runs all the way out to midcourt, screaming at the official, and they give him all the way to midcourt, screaming at the official to call timeout. Everybody in the place thought it was technical time, but they didn't call it. Tillamook with the inbound play, 3:40 left to play in the game. We'll see if the Cheesemakers slow the pace down at all or not. Begin, sideline right off to Bartline. They clear the floor on the right side, Bartline. Bartline looks inside. They go back to Begin on top. Don't force anything. You've got time. 3:25 there. They force it inside and turned it over. There is no, and you see the lips. I can read them down there. Greg Werner said, don't force it. There's no reason to.
Oh, well, I guess the 5 players need to start reading lips.
Dalton, left side, three-pointer. It's short. Poyer with a rebound, laid it up. He missed it at the rim. Ball loose inside, still loose, comes out to Astoria. Pump fake, 18-footer, right wing, good.
Now you give them that many opportunities, they're going to get one to go down. Johnson now with 4 in the game.
Max Johnson with the shot. Johnson hasn't shot the ball much.
He shot it 3 times tonight. That's it.
And he made
2 out of 3.
Two pointers and missed a 3. Backcourt with the ball, Begin. Going to get double team, goes to Oldenkamp. Hands back to Begin. Nice job on the press break. 2:45 left to play. 13-point Tillamook lead. 43-30. Cheesemakers. Left side Begin, off to Bartline. Greg felt like he could work 3 minutes off the clock. Thought 4 was too much. They're at 2.5 now as they start their delay. Bartline, left wing. Hacked there by Dalton, and Bartline will go to the line to shoot the last one-on-one. It'll be 2 after this.
Dalton with 4 personal fouls, and coming from a Tillamook background, we haven't stalled the ball very many times.
No, we have not pulled the ball out. And as I talked to Greg today, you know, it's a matter of running. They're running a weave, a mix, and they're still looking at the basket. As long as they keep looking at the basket, they'll be okay.
Well, you're right. As long as they keep looking at the basket, but the Tillamook crowd may start chanting boring pretty soon against their own. They don't.
No, slowing the ball down is not something they like, although Alex ran a very deliberate game. Free throw good by Bartline, 44-30. Second free throw, good. And for 2 nights in a row, you're seeing a young Cheesemaker team coming through in the 4th quarter.
Cheesemakers have been very good from the free throw line tonight as well.
2:25 left to play in the game. Long 3 this time is no good. Rebound, smallest guy on the floor for Astoria comes out with it. Eterno on the right wing. Cross court goes right to Poyer. Poyer, left side. Gonna drive inside, picked off. Cheesemakers get it back on the turnover, and finally got the technical foul, and boy, did he work at that one.
Well, he's been working at it for the last 3 minutes of the ball game, and the crowd is absolutely loving it. and not another word after it. He wanted a technical is what he wanted.
Yes, he did. He wanted it before, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Well, he did. I don't know what was said, but it was finally enough, and now the official says, sit down. And I thought you said you couldn't wind this official up.
You have to work on it. We just saw somebody work and work and work until he did it. And one more tee, and Butch going to come over and talk to him. Butch pretty level-headed most of the time. And I'm telling you, that official, I haven't ever seen him show any emotion, and he just did there. He'd finally had enough.
I tell you what, but he does a good job, walks away from the coach. You know what? I applaud him for that.
And I have to tell you, he's probably called as good a game as I've seen him call tonight, which isn't great, but he has not been a good official. He's young. First
he
free
is
throw's
getting
good.
better.
Second free throw's good. Cheesemakers up by 17, their largest lead of the ball game at 47-30.
And the Cheesemakers in the fourth quarter are perfect from the free throw line, 7 of 7. They have really done a good job.
Tillamook let the lead slip to 8, and a whistle and a foul on the reach, and it's going to be 2 shots for Johnny Begin.
And Johnson picks up his first personal foul, and Hunt doesn't say a word. This one's over.
Yeah, this one's over, and he knows it. It's 2:01 left to play in the game.
Wow.
Cheesemakers will send Begin to the line to shoot 2.
Begin and Bartline, the only 2 Cheesemakers to shoot free throws here in the fourth quarter. And like I said, they're perfect until then. I shouldn't have said anything. But through 3 quarters, 8 of 11, 73%. That's as good as we've seen in years for the Cheesemakers.
That's as good as we have seen. Cheesemakers been pretty consistent from the line. They've got 2 minutes left in this free throw shooting contest, and they missed both of them there. Ball tipped up. Dalton going to bring it down. With the ball, Dalton on the near side. Out on top to Eterno. Right side to Lund. Back to Eterno. Set shot for 3. No good. Wetzel with a rebound. Wetzel out of backcourt. Hands, nope. They throw it down the floor. Tipped away. Dalton comes up with it. Throws it right back to Wetzel. Off to Bartline. He's fouled. He'll go. Oh, offensive foul. Holy smoke. Now, I told you he wasn't a good official. that was horrible. And welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Poyer inside, rejected by Keenert again. And Keenert finally on the second shot picks up the foul.
And Poyer with just 5 points in the game. He is 2 for a ton. I'll count him up.
Look at his shot chart. It's just, he's had a horrible night shooting from the floor, and every shot he's had has been contested.
2 of 12 from the field, and he hadn't been that good.
So Poyer goes to the line to shoot 2. One thing you don't want to do, though, is foul with 1:27 left, although at this point, probably doesn't matter.
Well, I'm
16-point lead.
Poyer with 6 points in the game.
Cheesemakers on a good run here in the second half. Second free throw is good. 47-32. Tillamook full court. Blaine Keenert down the lane. He's fouled, no call. Lays it up and in.
Keenert was going to throw that one down.
Dalton got back and played some D. Down the floor, left side. Pump fake, going to drive inside. Step through, lays it up and in. Cheesemakers 49. Astoria 34. Tillamook with the ball. Backcourt, now they're going to run. Oldenkamp. And Tillamook's going to ask for timeout. Tillamook's going to get some players into the ball. No.
Very young team, the Tillamook Cheesemakers.
Seaholm with the ball on the right wing on top to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking to Matt Bryant. He's going to turn around and put it up from 8 and hits. Wow. Boy, you teach him to hit that shot, and he'll be money for the Cheesemakers in the future.
That was huge.
Dalton, 18-footer is no good. Seaholm down with a rebound again. Bunch of good sophomores on the floor right now. Rodriguez stolen away by Poyer. Poyer with Seaholm against him. Good defense by Dan Seaholm. Poyer missed, got his own rebound, and then Bryant's going to come down and seal the deal with a pretty solid foul.
Well, Bryant's going to pick up his second personal foul. He hasn't played many minutes, but What a great shot that he just took in the paint on the other end. And Dalton, he wants to wake up in the morning and say that was a bad nightmare.
I think Chris Hunt, head coach of Astoria, is going to wake up in the morning and say it was a bad nightmare.
Oh, he brought a little humor to us, though.
Yes, he did.
Well, Dalton now with 7 points. Well, he had 7 points, missed his first free throw.
Astoria going to unload their bench as well. Poyer going to be replaced after this free throw. Ball in the air, and he missed it. Matt Bryant with a rebound. Tillamook down, Rodriguez. Lund on him in backcourt.
Wow, and those two have played some minutes against each other. Lund, a sophomore, as well as Rodriguez, the sophomore. And that's what Rodriguez was looking forward to tonight in the JV game, and he got here, and there was nobody home for Astoria.
Eterno and Lund, both guards, sophomore guards. Dan Seaholm and Josh Rodriguez, sophomore guards for the Tillamook. Those are 4 really good sophomore athletes.
And they look like they belong together out there, because when the Tillamook Cheesemakers had their juniors on the floor, they just were way bigger than Astoria. Now it doesn't look so bad.
No, it's like the whole range is within about 2 inches of each other. And quickness, they can match each other. It's good. Rodriguez missed both free throws. Got tipped, got his own rebound. He'll shoot it up from 17. Missed it. Rebound. Lusby fights for it. Comes out to Seaholm, and he's mugged by Lund.
Lund's going to get his money's worth.
Oh, my goodness.
And Dane Lund has taken 2 3-point shots tonight, missed them both, and he's going to sit down with 5 personal fouls.
And he's earned every one of them.
Yes, he has.
I don't know what Astoria has for a wrestling program, but he might want to look into it. 18 seconds left to play in the game. 51-34. And Astoria knows he's fouled out, but they're going to sit there and wait because they have 60 seconds.
That was a quick 60 seconds, I'll tell you.
As they buzz the horn, and Lund comes out with five personal fouls.
Well, Lund knew how to play that game too.
Yes, he did.
Went, stood at the on the outside the key.
Free throw by Dan Seaholm, rattles in and out, no good. Tillamook's free throw shooting percentage going down here at the end of the game, but they hit them when they mattered late in the 4th. Second free throw is good, 1 out of 2. 52-34. This is going to send a message to the Quappa League, no doubt about that. Tillamook by 18 here at home. Eterno down the lane, checked by Matt Bryant. Ball goes back to Eterno. Reverses near side, going to drive inside, checked again by Bryant, and out of bounds.
Oh, this is going to be a fun group of kids to watch. This year is good. Next year is going to be a kick, I'll tell you, with Bryant and
the last shot thrown up by midcourt is no